Welcome everyone for the second edition of Badzine TV. We are here for the first day of the Yonex World Championships in Paris in the Pierre de Coubertin Stadium. It was very hot today and humid for all the players who came on court. An awful day for the French. Out of 7 matches, only one was won by the men's doubles. Mathieu Lo Yingping, who was one of the home favorites, lost, and he was expecting to win against the very tall Russian player Ivanov. On the contrary, for the top seeded, it was an easy path for Lee Chongwei, Taufik Hidayat, and of course Lin Dan, who was making a big comeback. So let's look at the images of today's highlights.
The Pierre de Coubertin Stadium was almost filled today to welcome the big stars, starting with the Lee Chongwei, #1 seed, who overcome Kevin Gordon from Guatemala 21-7, 21-11. Taufik beat Ola Fagbemi in straight games 21-10, 21-10. Lin Dan, for his big comeback, beat Iranian Ali Shaughnessy 21-4, 21-10. A bad day for France with only 1 victory out of 7 matches, starting with a mixed doubles, Baptiste, Karem and Laura Chouanet, beaten by Japan's Hashimoto Fuji in straight games. Of course, the big upset for France #2, Mathieu Lo Yingping, by the giant Ivanov from Russia, 21-17, 21-13. Perrine Le Bianic, also #2 in the women's singles, was ousted by Yi Puyin from Hong Kong, 21-18, 21-11. And in the ladies' doubles, Overty and Marinello from Germany beat Mia Schott and Line Kruse of Denmark.
So great, the feeling that we took the revenge now today. We lost in London, so the EM was quite early over for us, so now it's a great feeling.
Did you feel pressure today, knowing that you were beaten in the Europeans for a bronze medal? Did you feel much pressure going into this match?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was a big thing today. I was so nervous, and normally I'm not nervous for a match, so it was quite difficult for me today. The feeling on the court was crazy, and so I'm very happy now. And sure, it was much more pressure today because we lost at the European Championship, so it was very good today.
I can tell, it was a tough match. Both of you are sweating quite a lot. Is it very warm out there in that hall?
Yeah, it's really hot. Really hot in the hall, not only for us, but I think for you as well. So yeah, it's really hot. Yeah.
And some players have mentioned the lighting is quite dazzling at some points if you look up. Do you find that, or do you find it adequate?
Yeah, at the outside, like the outlines, I had the same feeling.
I
looked in the lights.
Okay, ladies, congratulations and well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our feature of the day is a bit unusual. As we've said, we are trying to make you leave also off court what's happening here in Paris. So we've asked the press, the media, what they thought about the tournament. So here are some the famous voices you usually hear on TV.
I'm with Richard Eaton, experienced journalist, well known in badminton circles. We're here in Paris at the World Championships 2010. What are your first impressions of the tournament, Richard, and what brings you to these tournaments all the time?
Well, I come to these tournaments simply because I love the game, and more particularly I love the kind of people who come to badminton. It's got a special spirit, it's got a family spirit, and it's easier to get closer to the players in this sport than it is in many professional sports. It's got a nice feel to it. My impressions of this tournament are twofold, really. Firstly, how well Lin Dan and Lee Chongwei started. Secondly, how warm that court is out there, which I think is going to favour the Asians, even though we're in Europe here. And also, what a good crowd there was on the first day, and an excellent atmosphere. So I think it's boding rather well for a great tournament.
You mentioned there the crowd, and all the players would say that when they come to Paris, the French crowd are probably the best European crowd. We don't get that in other tournaments. What do you think we can do to improve that? Have you any thoughts on that?
Well, we need stars, don't we? The problem is that although badminton is improving steadily in Europe and the European circuit is developing and the standards generally are going up, we don't have a fantastic household name like they do in Asia. Peter Gader is a great player, He's been around for a very long time. I hope he's around for at least another couple of years more. But we don't have anybody of that stature who is there to take his place. England's fortunes really haven't risen at all as hoped. There were many predictions that England was going to be the best in Europe and maybe challenging to be the best in the world in 10 years' time. That doesn't look like happening at the moment. And although badminton has made very good strides in France, there is perhaps only Pi Hong Yang, who was developed in China, who's known to very many people at all. And until that happens, I think you're not quite going to see the response that you want from the general public.
I'm with Edlin Ismail of Astra, and we're here at the 2010 Badminton World Championships. Edlin, is this your first time to Paris? Have you been here before?
This is my first time to Paris.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your first impressions of the tournament and the organisation of the event, has it been similar or better as most of the events you've been to in Asia?
I think the organization has been smooth because it's only been the first day. But from hotel to even I arrived last night, and the BWF representative was there. Yes. So because I was getting a bit panicked because I don't have my accreditation, so I scared it might interrupt my work today. But everything went smoothly. I got here, they were very helpful, and security is tight a bit. But I think that's for the players, you know, just for their own good. But apart from that, everything is. I think it's really smooth for the first day.
Okay. A lot of the players here have already spoken to me about the heat. Yeah. Are you feeling the heat here? And, would it be something similar to in Asia, or is it even warmer? Some of the players say to me, "Ooh, it's warmer than we experience in some of the Asian countries."
No, coming from Malaysia, it's really hot there, so I'm used to the heat. But what I think what they meant was on court, because I think it's really humid, maybe because of ventilation. And I spoke to at least 3 players, and they are sharing the same problems. So apart from that, I think outside it's fine, but I think it's in the stadium that they're having a bit of Wong Yu Chu. I was talking to her, and she said she had to find her inner strength to actually beat her opponent today, because she said she couldn't really breathe. Okay. She had difficulty breathing. Yeah.
I'm with Rajesh Paul of the Star in Malaysia, one of our most regular visitors to Europe as a journalist. Rajesh, what keeps bringing you back to Europe? What do you like about it when you come to Europe to report?
Okay. It is my job. I mean, my company is very supportive, and back at home, badminton is my rice bowl. I do write badminton, so. The Star, my boss, he loves me to come over to Europe because Malaysians are always there. So it gives me the perfect platform to give a coverage for them. But I love Europe because it's more organized, and you get to see a different way of things being handled compared to in Asian country.
Okay. You just mentioned there about the organization. Is there much difference in the organisation between tournaments in Asia and in Europe? I hear people speak about, we don't get much access to players in Asia, you get more access in Europe. Is that the case? And is that what draws you back here? You feel you can get better stories here maybe sometimes from the players?
No, I think it's not fair to say that. I do get access in Asia as well, and also access here. Okay. The difference in Europe and Asia is, in Europe, people are more expressive, so you get to get more solid stories. So compared to Asian, they are more closed. So in that sense, it's different.